What is apheresis? Apheresis is a process by which part of the blood can be extracted. So in the context of cancer, the apheresis process is used to remove white blood cells from the blood. So you can collect white blood cells from the blood and then use them as a treatment. So you could maybe genetically modify them to target the patient's cancer. Or in the case of the treatment I've had, where the cells are not genetically modified, the white blood cells are taken during apheresis and they are sorted, so they kind of select the ones that are most active, most kind of active at attacking cancer, and they train or kind of incubate the cells to make them more active, more cytotoxic, more able to find the cancer. And they also they expand them. Now, expand them doesn't mean the cells get bigger. It means kind of expand the number of cells by a massive ratio. So in the type of immunotherapy I've had, which is autologous adoptive cell transfer immunotherapy, apheresis is part of the process. So it's the bit where they collect the white blood cells that are then sent to the lab for some weeks and returned to the patient, in this case me, where they then hopefully attack the cancer. So I'm going to explain first of all why you do apheresis, because of course you can just stick a needle in someone and grab some of their blood and then separate it out and get the bit that you want. But apheresis is important, for example, if you're collecting dendritic cells, which are the kind of octopus-like cells. They've got these kind of little arms that grab diseased cells, that grab diseases. I mean, I think dendritic cells can grab bacteria and stuff. They can grab cell fragments, so bits of like dead and dying cells, and then go over to the lymph nodes and essentially present these to the T cells that then kind of know what to do, and they know to like go and kill some stuff. The dendritic cells saying like, this is what bad stuff looks like, go and find it. Like the, you know, the wanted poster, or the police looking at the mugshot and then going and shooting the wrong person. No. So blood has 4 components: red blood cells, white blood cells, plasma, and another one that I can't think of at the moment. And they all have different densities. And by plus platelets. So red blood cells, white blood cells, plasma, and platelets. I should know that because platelets are a big part of my life, or rather lack of platelets. And fortunately, the 4 components have different densities, which means if you spin them around in a centrifuge, you can essentially take off the layer that you want and give back the remaining bits to the patient. So this is really important because for something like dendritic cells, there are very few of them just swimming around in the peripheral blood. I think they're spending most of the time hanging out in the lymph nodes. So you'd want quite a lot of blood, right? It's no good just sticking a syringe in someone and getting 50 milliliters of blood or whatever. you want quite a lot, and therefore it'd be nice to give back the part that you didn't want or didn't need. So with apheresis, you hooked up to a machine. I think there's kind of two ways, like one way you have a kind of a double needle thing. I think that's the way that I've had. I don't recall having like two lines put in me. I think it's just like one quite wide bore needle. And I guess it was like a double wide bore needle or something. So the blood is taken, goes in the apheresis machine, gets separated, and then the other bits returned to me. It can also be done by two separate needles. So you're hooked up to this machine. If you are sick, which is of course very usual for cancer patients, or if you just have low blood flow, it can take hours. For me, it's like 40 minutes, 45 minutes, something like that, usually. I've never had any issue with it. I've heard of patients having it for like 3 hours. In some cases, the patients will have hypothermia therapy first, like a whole body kind of heating. Patients might have heat pads, like heated kind of, I guess, sandbags or something that you stick in a microwave oven to heat up to increase the blood flow. And yeah, expect to lie there for like 45 minutes to a few hours. The machine is keeping track of, I mean, you set like how many milliliters of white blood cell fluid you need, or plasma, or whatever it is you're taking. And I guess you could say it's a bit like dialysis, where it's kind of like cleaning your blood. So for people that don't have good kidney function, they go to like dialysis, or even have a dialysis machine at their house. So apheresis is a process for taking a component of the blood, of which there are 4. I'm going to remember them this time: red blood cells, white blood cells, platelets, and plasma. And they have different densities, so you can spin around the blood and get the one that you want and politely return the other components to the patient, which I'm sure they're very grateful for. I certainly am. And yes, it's something that you'd have done maybe as part of immunotherapy, where stuff's being done to your cells and they're being like grown and given back to you as part of a cancer treatment. So I hope that explains apheresis well, and I'm really going to start looking up stuff before I do these videos so that I don't look like such a clown. Anyway, I hope it's been useful. Please leave a comment. Thanks a lot.